Hmm. Hmm. Good Wednesday, good Wednesday, good Wednesday. We seen that thumbnail. I'm sure we all, hopefully, uh, in 20, at least in 2024, we are at the point where we do have a bank that we bank with. You know what I'm saying? I hope that we all have that. You know, now some people may still be old fashioned. Look, let me say this: my grandfather couldn't stand banks, didn't believe in banks, and I kind of got that same mindset at times where I check my accounts every day. All the accounts I check every day. Probably because he put and instilled me that lack of trust in him. And I have got burnt by a couple of banks before. I'll talk about that. But my grandfather, man, he couldn't stand it. He couldn't stand it. And all the reason why he held accounts so he can cash your checks. You know, again, that's those things that used to be paper they used to send in the mail. His Social Security check, you know, his pension check. That's the only reason why he held a bank account. That's it. No other reasons. You know, he was the type of person that would actually go and pay his bill in person. He didn't pan it through the mail. Nah, he wasn't doing it. He said it's a waste of time, waste of stamps. So he would go to the place, pay the bills, and that be that. Now, let's get to the story I was going to tell you about. But before we go there, let me tell you the reason why this show idea even came up. You know, sometimes you Matthew said I check every day too. I understand, Matthew. I promise you I do. Uh I was on somebody else's show, and the individual had his I guess background was his check stub. I think that's what it was. I believe that's what it was. Check check stub or check statement or bill stub. I don't know. His statement showing, you know, money and all that kind of. So I assume that's what it was. Uh, you know, so I was curious. I said, man, why are you doing that, man? He said, well, said something about his bank and all that. I said, well, who you bank with? He said, he banks with Bank of America. I said, oh shit. And I'm gonna tell you more about Bank of America too, but I'm not gonna say it right now. But for story's sake, I said, oh shit, okay. I heard. I said, well, why did you choose? Why did you choose Bank of America? Well, he said it was, you know, it's in my close to my proximity. And I said, well, what state you live in? You know, and there was a lot of somebody could say personal questions I was asking. But I was just curious. So he's out to California. And I said, okay, I understand. Because my my daughter's mother lives that way. And when she was out there with her, had an account, and it was with Bank of America. So I already knew Bank of America. I knew I was familiar with them. So I said, oh, okay, but I said, you ever thought about banking with somebody else or maybe, you know, looking into doing banking with somebody else? I'm just curious. Other than proximity, is that the only reason why you chose it? Nothing else? No, none of the options or the benefits or the perks or nothing? You just went because it was close by? Yeah. So now I'm even more curious. Do they have any other banks in your city or state? Yeah. They got other banks, but they not as prevalent as Bank of America. I said, oh, Okay. Yeah. Then that's when I, express my opinions about Bank of America. Trash. Trash. Um, my daughter had Bank of America, so that's the reason I was saying that. So I'm familiar with it. But that's what really sparked me with this to do this show today. I said, well, let me talk, because maybe some people just don't know. You know, look, guys, you're supposed to shop everything, everything. Research, look into, investigate, um, everything. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you shop for homes. You don't just first home you go to that's close by to your old neighborhood. You don't just say, "Hey, that's the house I'm gonna buy." No, you shop around. You look around and you research and you. At least I hope y'all do. I was surprised by this, but I said, "Well, shit, am I the only one that does this?" And I started, I'm thinking. I said, "I can't be." And so I talked to some other people. And of course, they pretty much say probably a little bit different than I do. And I understand we all gonna do something different. We're not all gonna do something the same. But just listening to the stories and getting some insight and like and say while talking to them, just learning some things about other banks. So that was important that I definitely want to talk about on the show tonight. Um, but that's the reason, the spark, that idea to even have the show tonight. That was it. That interaction sparked up an idea, and that conversation sparked up an idea to have the show tonight. I said, why not? That happened, I think, on I want to say on a Monday. I think it's when it happened, Monday. Yeah. But I didn't want to, no, let me take it back. Last Monday, not this past Monday. But I didn't want to rush anything. So I said, I'm going to wait and not do it this way because I want to make sure I get the research that I need to get for you and get my my views and my talking points I need to do and make sure I come with some put on a good production. I don't just rush anything together just to talk about it. Just say why you should. No, I don't want to do that. You shouldn't do that. I mean, if you're gonna do something like this, something serious, something conversation like that, you should to get in order to share with the folks. It's like the Bitcoin. I didn't know a lot about Bitcoin, but I made sure I did some research in order to do the show that I did. But what I also did was get some people who have knowledge of it to help me out with that. I got old Mack, my man Ray, to come up here and share their knowledge and their experiences. I had a little knowledge just so I can have the show. I was familiar with a little bit, but not to the point of where I could just fluently talk about it and be confident about talking about it and be confident about sharing it with you guys. I wasn't to that point. So that's why you get help. You get assistance. You get somebody with more experience to educate you. So while I'm learning, I want you guys to learn. I want you guys to get that knowledge. And hopefully it benefited you guys. Hopefully it was beneficial to some of you guys. Hopefully it was, because Ray sent me some the other night. It went up. Yes, sir. Ray, it went up again. So shout out to them brothers, man, for helping me to the game plan. Like I said, I said on the show before. I've known about this since 2015. Didn't make a move on it. Scared, nervous, wasn't sure. Wish I had have. Wish I had have. But I didn't. I'm just being honest. I didn't. But guess what? I know now. And now with the knowledge I have now, I'm better off. And now I can make these moves a little bit more confidently, a little more secure. I know if I have any questions, Man, let me go and hit Ray up. Let me go and hit old Mack up. Let me give these brothers a call, a shout, or talk to them and run something by them. See what they thinking about. See what they seeing. And I know I'm gonna go to them guys, and they're gonna give me some vital information. You know, so I appreciate them brothers, man, for doing that for me. You know, so again, if y'all still need convincing or have a conversation, hit them up. Hit them up, man. Definitely. But like what you should do with anything else, you should shop. Shop everything. Shop. Look around. Pay attention. Get quotes. Get references. Find out, other people who may have did dealings or business with certain entities or whatever the case may be. You definitely got to do that. You definitely got to do that. If you don't, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, you're doing yourself a disservice because you could be missing out on some things just because you don't want to take the time out to make a phone call or two, or go online, or to have a conversation with somebody. Yeah, don't do that. Don't cheat yourself out of some money or opportunity or a situation. Don't do that. Do the necessary things that you need to do to get the knowledge that you need to get to, regardless of where it comes from. Now, somebody say just believe everything somebody say. No, I'm not telling you to do that, because you also got to make sure you research and the person who gave you the information, cross-reference it, make sure it's legit, do the research on it. I mean, do your pastor. Let me tell you this: you go to your church and your pastor's reading off scriptures. Hopefully, you reading with him, so he's not just throwing some stuff in there and have you thinking this is what it is. Matter of fact, you should go after church, write it down. That's what my grandma used to do. She used to write it down and read it later when she had her quiet time, right? After dinner, dishes clean. She sit there in the chair and she read the word. I'll be on her bed before she go to bed. She'll be reading her word before she go to bed. What the pastor was talking about today. She'll go back to her notes and she'll read it. You know what I'm saying? She got a little highlight marker. We got a highlight marker, so because she used to do it with a pen, she would just underline it, right? So then we say, hey, Mom, I want you highlight. Here's some highlight marker. She was worried about marking it out. I said, no. I said, watch. So we mark one of the top of the pages of the chat and over the verses and all that, and she was still able to see it. I said, see, Grandma, that's all you got to do. And you can still see it, see, but it's gonna make it stand out to you. So that's what she did, and for now, she had a highlighter, and she did what she needed to do. But she would do what I'm talking about. She did her research. She didn't just she had faith in the pastor, trusted the pastor, but she also did her work. She followed up by looking at what he was saying, what he was teaching, and what he was talking about. Make sure it was correct. And please believe you me, my grandmother was those type of grandmother. If something wasn't right, she'd challenge the pastor after church. She wouldn't have confronted in front of everybody. She said, Pastor, can I talk to you for a minute? And she have a conversation. Well, I seen this and it. Can you explain this to? And he would explain it to her. And if there's something he's misquoted, she would cry, and he would say, thank you. That's who she was. She did her research. Now, we got a different way of doing research. We don't have to always go to books. Now we have online. Somebody said Google is your friend. I can agree. You can do a lot with Googling whatever you're looking for, whatever you need. The whole reason why I got to YouTube, because I was doing research on how to change a hot water heater or fix a hot water heater. That was it. That was it. And so it got to the point where I started seeing other things and how to do other things. And Turn me on to some of these shows that we watch. I'm still watching to this day. Some of my regret. But yes, that's what it was. Doing research on different things. And that's what we should do. We have questions, do research, talk to people, get the knowledge. That's what we need to do. My man Ted said, what's going on? Hey, you know what that reminds me of? An old Marvin Gaye song. What's going on? R.I.P. to Marvin Gaye. Now, Tez, we are talking about how to choose a bank/credit union. So let's get into it. Now, this picture here, that picture there, which is the whole base behind my thumbnail, those are the 4 biggest major banks in the United States. Those 4 banks right there: Chase, Citibank, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo. 4 largest bank in America. 3 out of them 4 banks are trash. So if you got one of the banks, I'm sorry. You're doing yourself a disservice. You need to do some research. Matthew said, here we go. I know, that's right. Don't said Chase is a trash. Chase is a trash bank. I agree. Matthew, you look like you a Chase of America, Chase a bank guys. And I'm sorry, brother. You know, good. Trash. See this right here. This right here. This right here. This right here. Why can't I be the first one to be spoken to? Travel one. I'm just trying to figure that out. Why can I be spoken to first? And you can speak to the moderator. What's wrong with that? Maybe am I back? I don't know. Matthew, is it true? Do you have Chase Bank? The people want to know. He says Citibank blocks crypto stocks. Trash. Yeah. He said, yeah, you got me. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Well, look, guys, let's talk about it. So some of the things as you choosing for a bank that I would definitely encourage you to do is to decide what type of bank you're looking for or credit union. So guys, let me say, I don't want to keep saying that / credit union. When I say bank, we're gonna put it all up on one umbrella. Now I know they're different. That's gonna be obvious. There's a difference. And we're gonna talk about it. But please believe when I say it, that's what I mean. Maybe I should continue to say because just help people out for people who may not know. Deciding on what you're looking for in a bank or credit union. That's important. Right? That is very important. So when you're looking for a bank, you got to decide. Or do you want to go with a small regional bank that may be more customer focused, accessible, may not be offered in mean account options, may not, just because it's a smaller bank? Or do you want to go the big route, something like what my man Matthew did with Chase? Large national banks offer a full array of account options and financial service, but may lack personal touch and have some bad reputations for dishonoring behavior. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Or you go to credit union route. Credit union are members owned nonprofit and may offer better service, low rates, but usually you must be eligible. That's the key word, guys. Must be eligible to become a member and sometimes must pay membership fees. So one thing's going to help you decide if you have to go to a bank or a credit union is if you're eligible for a bank. It's not guaranteed you get in the credit union. It's not. You got to be eligible for a credit union. Sometimes it depends on your job will make you eligible. And then they may decide they want you as a customer or not. So it's not guaranteed that you're going to get in a credit union. Now, you may get in because your father, your mother, a family member is a member of the credit union. That's possible too. Or you may not. So it's one of those things. It's not a must they accept you. That's not how you feel. Don't have to. You got to be accepted. You have to, like I said, you have to be eligible. You have to be eligible. So don't be like that, Matthew. I'm just trying to help people out, make sure I give them information. Also, if you look in the description, I also put some of the resources where I got some more information and some videos in case you want. Now, I put the videos and I looked at the videos, but YouTube's kind of funny about playing certain videos. So more than likely, I won't show the videos. So it's just unfortunate. But the information I'm talking about, I definitely make sure I put in chat. But I did put the videos in the descriptions from some of the information that I have. So I apologize, guys. You know, I know some of my people may want to see video. They're kind of funny, man. And I've been getting emails about these daggone videos I'm playing. I can't play much. Let me tell you this, Matthew. I know I'm about to derail just a second. I don't know if y'all, when the beginning of my show, towards the end, it's like a different song, goes from one song to the next. And it's the OJ's Backstabbers. Every show that I have on Wednesday, I get an email talking about my monetization will be affected in these countries. And it's only one country every time. Soviet Union. Yeah. So look, as soon as this video over, as soon as the stream's over, I'm gonna get an email by an hour or so after the thing saying can't do this stream because of this and this and this. It is what it is. He said, cool, I'm looking them up. I'm glad you said that. I need to read more. Right on. Right on. You look, Matthew, you can't keep reading them Sam I Am. Do you like green eggs and ham? You gotta broaden your horizon just a little bit, my brother. Hey man, I'm messing with my man. Good guy. Good guy. Go to hell, Matthew. But with that being said, you have to be eligible for credit unions. So if you're not eligible, that's going to eliminate a lot of headaches for you. well, I ain't gonna say headaches. It's gonna eliminate you from a lot of things, and it's gonna help your decision as far as choosing between credit union banks if you're not eligible. So, if you're not eligible, then you got to still make sure you continue to do the research of the banks. Now, I told you these banks are trash. So, part of the reason why, let's start with Chase. Chase is trash. The savings account, 0.01% APY rates as of the 20th of February 2024. Minimum balance of AP is $25, no fees. If your balance is over 300, otherwise $5 a month. That's what it is. That's Chase. Now, my man Ray, y'all see what he said. He said that's the only drawback that Citibank had that I've seen, was what Ray said. Other than that, Citibank is pretty good. Now, if you're into Bitcoin, that could be a problem for you. Other than that, Citibank is good out of the four major ones. Out of the four major ones that I display, and the four biggest ones in the United States, Citi's the best. So Citi's the best out of the worst. Let's keep it moving. Wells Fargo. Same account type. 0.15 APY rate. As of the same date, minimum balance is $25, no fee. It should have said no minimum. I'm sorry. $20 fee if balance is not over 300 or 5. I'm sorry. Over 300. Otherwise, $5 a month. That's that. Bank of America. Now, they're the worst out of the worst. That's the bank I had to get my daughter away from. Trash. Bank of America savings account type. Saving 0.01% APY rate as of February 20th, 2024. Minimum balance, $100, no fees. Balance over $500. Otherwise, $8 a month. Guys, one of the things you need to do also is to make a list. You need to make a list on what it is that you have and what's your expectations for your bank or credit union. The list of things that you are not willing to move off of, that's non-negotiable, that you expect from your bank. That's what we need to do after you figure out what type of bank you're looking for. Or vice versa. It doesn't matter. You can do it either way. You can do that for the list first, then figure out what type of bank you look. Or you could do the figure out the bank, then have the list. Either way, both things got to happen. Both things have to happen. The reason why is because you got to know what you're looking for in your banks. What's your expectations? What's your do's and don'ts? And what you need the most. So one thing you might want to do, say, got some examples here. One is top-notch security, cybersecurity. Nobody's 100%. We know that. But you want to know if they're on top of the situation. You want to make sure that you are being notified in a reasonable amount of time. You want to know that they're going to give you a call saying, hey, our bank has been breached. Our bank's been breached. You might want to get a credit report to check to make sure there was nothing open with your accounts or with your social security number. Some of those things you definitely want to make sure that they do for you. Let you know. Offer to, cover any costs that may occur due to this. Ensure. That's a must. So that's some of the security things I'm talking about. A lot of banks, they offer credit monitoring. They do that. Now, some of them for a price, some of them for a fee. Some do it for free, depending on what type of account you have and how much. Those are some of the perks. But that's some of the things you definitely should have conversation about. You should definitely talk about. That is a must. A good interest savings accounts. Free debit card, no fees. Online and mobile banking. Automatic bill paying and deposit. All of those things should be at least the minimum that you want, that you're looking for. Now, most of these banks, they offer that, right? They do. There's a bank out there that don't offer online billing. Damn, let that bank go anyway. Damn, hell yeah, let them go. But most of these banks offer those services. So those really shouldn't be a problem. Now it's about the fees that they charge. Do they charge for these things? Do you get these things for free? Or is it, if there is a fee, is a minimum fee? Is there just an annual fee compared to a monthly fee? Some of those things would come into play to may help kind of differentiate. And then it's all about how much are the fees. That's another thing. So those are just a few examples of what you should be looking for. Now, there's some other things, but those are some of the, to me, are the important things that I kind of look for and try to decipher from bank to bank. Another thing is they have a plan for individuals who have young kids, and of course, hopefully you want your kids to go to college and get a higher education. But if not, that's cool too. But they have a plan. It's called the 529 plan, and so this plan is pretty good. It's really good. Make sure if you are a parent of kids and you want your kids to go to college, that bank offers that plan. And so that plan is like a tax-free plan where you can invest money and going towards the kids' college fund. Now, one of the things is it has to be in there for 15 years. It's a 15-year type thing. So that's the minimum amount of time to stay that you have to have that account. 15 years. Tax-free. 15 years. Now, for some reason, your child doesn't use it because he had an academic athletic scholarship or some other scholarship, and he doesn't have to use the funds that you saved up, you can roll that money over to a Roth account. So those are some of the things that they just recently changed. I just found out about that on Monday. That they allow you to do that. So shout out to them. Shout out to the banks for doing that. And again, that's a great savings. Now, each state has their own special ones. It's pretty much the same. The 529 plan is pretty much the same. If you type it in, the 529 plan, and put your state in, it'll come up and let you know what type of plan. Like Kentucky has a Kentucky, what was it called? Kentucky Share 529. So my state has that too, and it's a good plan. Another thing is when you start investing to it in Kentucky. Now, I don't want to say about other states. You lock into the whatever the rate is at the time that you start the account. So if the institution in I think 15 years goes up, you're gonna be locked into that amount in Kentucky. I don't know if other states do that, offer that same type of count, but here in Kentucky they do offer that. So I think that's great. Kind of help the people out, kind of save the people a few dollars here. Matthew said, how much? How much? There's no minimum amount. There's no minimum amount, Matthew. So continue. Look into that for them young boys. Them young boys may need some little help at college fund. You got it, Matthew. It's up under your mattress. So that's another thing you want to look into with these banks and things like. But like I said, normally they have other perks even outside of just that account, that 502 account. They do, say you want to open an account, a checking account for your kids, a savings account for your kids. You can do that. Of course, now your name's going to be on the account too as well, so it won't just be theirs. But open an account for your kids. Start a savings account for your kids. Let them save money. Get them to start saving money. Learn how to do that. I did that for my son. He was probably about 11 years old when he was making a little money sweeping my uncle's barbershop. He was, usually making about between $20 and $40, working there on Friday evening and Saturday. I ain't gonna say all day because it really wasn't all day, but working on Friday evening and Saturday. He usually make between $20 and $40 for that little weekend. So we would put half his money into an account for him to try to help him save some money. Just hold a little account. You don't need all this. Most things you want to need, we buy anyway. Well, what you need in this money? You don't need. But that was one of those discussions me and Max had talk about how much he should get compared to, what he should put in the bank. I said he didn't even have. I said put, if he got 20, put 15 in. He only need about $5. He don't need that. What do you need that for? What are you buying for? Candy? That's all he gonna do. Buy candy and a bunch of bull crap. Them Takis, hot Takis, and them fruit punch drinks from Walgreens. That's all he was gonna do. That's what he did. When he get off the bus, his bus stop was right by Walgreens. He walked across the street, go to Walgreens with a bag. He acted like I didn't see his ass. One time I called him coming home. So I got off early. Had a half a day. I see what's going on here. And I told him, I said, well, I just felt like at the time he was too young. We're really 11. He's not young. He could walk across the street. It wasn't a high traffic area anyway, where he was going at. But still, just wanted to be safe. You just want your kids to be safe. So I said, yeah, I see where these hot Taki bags are coming from now. Because I know she wasn't buying them. I see the groceries when they come in. I wasn't buying them. I said he didn't get them from school. I see he walked into the store. And so now I know what store he's going to because I see that Walgreens bag. I got you. I see what's going on. I see what's going on. Hey, Marcus, I think the same thing, but these young kids, they eat it. They love their hot chips, man. I said, man, stop buying them hot chips. Greenies, my brother. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the hot chips. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Another thing is, man, definitely you want to do your research into the negotiable things and make sure that's what they offer and that's what they offer, and make sure there was not a lot of fees, if there's any fees for these things you're looking for, what you're non-negotiable. Make sure there's no fees that you will have to pay or be covering, because that's important. You don't want to get these things and then all of a sudden you still got to pay these high price fees where I could go somewhere else, you know what I'm saying, and maybe negotiate some of these other things and may not have. But they charge a hell of a fees every month for this stuff. Yeah, that's not good. It's not good at all. So definitely look into that. Definitely look into that. Another thing is you got to do when you're going through this. The importance of customer service, right? That's very important. So doing your research, definitely read the bank reviews and what the other customers are saying. That's why I was talking about getting people's opinion. Part of that is maybe going to the Better Business Bureau and checking out their reviews, checking out what people say, figuring that out. If they have good customer service, or they got piss poor customer service. So customer service is very important. Check out the online reviews on verified sites like Trustpilot. Do different customers into same issues? Are they happy now? Are they happy with how they bank handle money issues? Very important. Very important. So one of the reasons I left a bank was because I wasn't happy on how they handled the situation. So during the summer, when I going to summer school and just take like a couple classes here, a couple classes, they helped me graduate sooner, of course. You know, you get your scholarship check or your grant money, and so I would get my grant money. I would take it to the bank. You know what I'm saying? I would take it to the bank. So took my grant money to the bank on Monday. Now this time doing where you had them paper checks at that time still. Took it to the bank, deposited, you know, and I knew I had some bills coming up. And one of the bills was paying for my schooling. Deposited in PNC, that was the bank. You know, and I knew usually about 1 or 2 days later, the checks gonna clear, and then you know everything's gonna be everything, so I could do what I need to do. Well, that didn't work out too well. So I go to the bank on 3 days later, and the money gone. Now I'm concerned because I got 3 checks out there, one for the school, and one for a couple bills. Money out there. I said, man, what is going on? I said, I just deposited this money. I haven't been here taking money. I haven't moved or withdrawn anything. I said, why is my money not in? She said, no, Mr. Hinky, you look like you took it out on this day. I said, no, I did not. So now she said, well, would you like for me to launch an investigation? I said, hell yes. That's the first incident with them. So come to find out, a guy who has an account with them. But the only difference, his name and my name, is his initial. My middle initial's L, his was S. That was the only difference. And so what they ended up doing was putting the money into his account. So now this dude got a blessing. He got my school refund check. It wasn't much. It wasn't much. But look, as a 19 or 20-year-old college student, $1,600 is a lot of money. I don't know about y'all, but $1,600 is a lot of money to be out of, especially about 4 to 5 days. I was away out for about 4 because it took a few days to get the money back and to do their due diligence and do what they did. I didn't like that. Now some people may say, well, how could you blame them? I said, no, it's their fault because they put it into somebody else's account. They didn't do their work. They asked for my license. They asked you for your license when you cash check or present a check or deposit check. Most of the times, they back in the days now. Now, if you have a type of relationship, maybe they don't. I do. I didn't have a type of relationship with that them bankers up there. That was the ones the closest PNC to the college campus. I didn't use that one. I went to one down the way, closer to me in my house. So they weren't familiar with me like that. So I had to present my driver's license. So I did all that, and they seen everything they need to see. My middle name is in my driver's license. It's not just a letter. No, I get it all written out in my driver's license. So when that happened, I was pissed. So now I'm on edge with them. I'm pissed at them. That's when what my grandfather was telling me, Matthew, I was saying about earlier, that's when that shit came into fruition. Not trusting the banks. So now I'm looking at them side eye. Now I'm looking at them 10 karat crazy because they did this bullshit. So that was one time. Now, guys, I got my money back. I did. Took a couple of days. But in the meantime, I got charged overdraft fees. Now, of course, they reimbursed me for that. But the fees they didn't charge me for the checks that I wrote out to the institution, the check I wrote out to, I think one was a car payment I paid with, and I forgot the third one. So those are fees that I had to pay. $25 fee, and I don't know what the other fee was, because I don't remember where it was. But I had to pay, I was out like $50-something that I had to pay because they didn't cover the charge that the institution charged me, or that my the car lot charged me. They didn't cover that. I said something about it. They didn't cover that. I thought they should because it was their fault that it happened. They didn't cover that. They covered any return check fees that they sent to me. They covered. They got sent to the bank, but any fees that was outside it, they didn't cover it. Again, pissed me off. Maybe I haven't looked at them side eye. But that was that. Shout out to Brother Matthew for the $5 super chat. Brother, you didn't have to do this, but I appreciate the blessing. Thank you, sir. Thank you. He said, can't believe I'm supporting a Bear fan. I'm getting soft. I'm checking into that 529 though. Right on, my brother. Don't feel like you're getting soft, man. You're giving back. You're helping a brother out. Right on. Right on. Sir Hale says, salute to my good brother. Hey, right on, Sir Hale. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope all is well with you and the family. Right on. Let me say this real fast. For all my prayer warriors out there who are praying people, who are believer people, pray for our sister Lady Navone. She had a procedure. So y'all guys send a special prayer for the sister. Send a special prayer for the sister. So she put something on IG what she's dealing, what she's going through. So y'all send the prayers up for the sister. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Let's keep it going. That was the first time PNC burnt me. Or they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, guess what? They got me. PNC burnt me again. So, a few years down the road, probably about 23, 24 at the time. So, I'm a guy who loves to get back to the kids. I love to get back to the kids. I love to try to help the kids out. And when I see a situation where I can bless somebody because I've been blessed, I'm going to do that if I can. Whether it's me giving back my time or money. I don't have a problem doing that. I don't have no problem doing it at all. But this one time I did it, it burnt me. It burnt me. So it was a thing going on. It was an event, raising money. And I wrote a check. I wrote a check and donated some money. Unfortunately, the person who got my check took advantage of it and used my check and got more money out of the bank than I intended for them to get. Let me say that. So it went from me helping an organization out, help buying books, to someone taking advantage of my kindness, taking my kindness for weakness. And they stole $600 out of my account. I was pissed. Again, piss poor customer service. Now, look, hopefully when you look at the reviews, you don't see those extremes. I pray you don't. I don't care what bank it is, even if it's a trash bank like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, or whatever. Hopefully you don't see it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let me finish telling the story. It sold $600. And so, again, another investigation had to go. And they said, well, sir, since it is over 500, we have to press charges. I said, you willing to press charges? I said, I don't give a damn what you got to do. As long as I get my money back, I don't care what y'all do. Put up under the jail. I don't care. I need my money. Fortunately, at that time, I didn't know outstanding checks was going out. I didn't have nothing, no bills, nothing. So there was no fees to be paid. Just need to get reimbursed my money. So what happened was, the story goes into detail. And I said, man, what happened? How did this happen? And so once I went up there and we talked about it, and I had to do a signature analysis. I had to do all of that crap. What I found out was that the lady used the account number and routing number on the bottom of the checks, and used that, knew somebody at the bank who worked and allowed that to happen to go through, forged my signature and all that good stuff, and got my money. Now I don't know if they actually press charges or prosecute. What I was told that the banker was fired, and they in the process of prosecuting this individual. And they said I wasn't the only one that they done it to. It was a couple of them. So I wasn't the only sucker. I wasn't the only sucker that got sucked out of somebody. But it was probably me and two other people that filed a complaint. But everybody who filed, they got their money back. I guess the people that filed, I guess they didn't get it back. I don't know. But me and a couple other people got their money back, and that filed a complaint and did what they needed to do. But that was it for me. PNC, I closed my account. I closed my account with PNC after that. That was it. I never looked back. Anybody ever ask me about PNC, I'll say, man, don't go there. And I tell them my stories. Don't go there. This is why. Now, PNC has had is positive, and it has some good benefits. But what I'm big on is protection of me and my money. At the end of the day, I don't care about. Look, I'll sacrifice certain things for the protection of me and my money. We're not doing that. And so that's definitely not what I'm going to do. And so I had to get up out of there. I had to go because I'm not going to allow you to play with my money, take my money, and hurt me. I'm not. I had a young daughter at the time. She was 3, maybe 4, going on 4, something like that. Man, I needed my bread. So we're not doing this. So I had to leave. I had to get up through. Get up through. My boy Rilla, what's going on? Big money talk. Man, look, I don't know about you got all the money, but shout out to Rilla and his wife and his family. Got him a new home. Shout out to you, brother, man. Shout out to you. Matthew said, dang, I was with PNC too. I'm a bad banking picker. Matthew, I ain't gonna hold it against you, man. We all ain't nobody perfect. Look, let me say this, Matthew. PNC at the time, I don't know about now. I ain't been with them since then. They had good benefits. But one of the most important things, if y'all see my non-negotiables, good customer service is important to me. Because I need to know that they're going to do right by me and my money. And if that's not the case, I can't be with these banks. I can't be with them. With my man, Mike Seeker, can't play with them. Can't do it. We won't win us. Nah, I'm not dealing with that. So don't play with my money. Do not play with my money. Can't do it. Can't do it. Another thing is besides, customer service. And once you get into the minutia of what you're looking for, checking out the account benefits. That's important. That's important. One of the things is ATM fee reimbursement. This means your bank pays you back for any out-of-network ATM charges fees. Now, guys, for you guys who may be using smaller banks, this is very important to you guys. Because a lot of banks are just not national. They're not. I may have a bank here in Kentucky that they don't have over in Indiana, or over in Illinois, or over in Michigan, Ohio, or in Tennessee, or in West Virginia. I'm just naming some of these states that touches the Kentucky borders. There's 7 of them. 7 states touch Kentucky borders. So I just named you a few. Those states may not have the bank that I have here. So this right here, this is very important. Because those fees add up. Look here, guys, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you go to these gas stations, when you travel, you go to these gas stations, you look off the road gas stations, you get gas, you say, hey man, I need a little cash. I want some cash in hand. That's me, I like cash in hand. Don't carry a lot of it, but I like to have it if you need to. ATM is down, credit card machine ain't working. I'm sorry, let me say, credit card machine ain't working, they ain't swiping, and the chip reader ain't reading. So now you need cash on hand. And when you at these places, they charge you fee. I used one place for, man, They charged me about $5.50 just to get some of my money. I said, hot damn. Fortunate for me, my bank, shout out to Fifth Third, my bank reimbursed me out of network charges. Got my money back. Shout out to Fifth Third. I know it's a small benefit. It's not a big thing, but it adds up. It adds up. I'm just saying it adds up over a period of time. That does add up. He said, do y'all have a Huntington Bank that way? Yes, we do. I've seen some in Kentucky. Now, look, here in Louisville, I haven't seen one. But in Kentucky, I've seen a Huntington Bank. I think it was in Lexington. Or either was in Lexington or Bowling Green, Kentucky. I remember seeing it. A Huntington Bank. I know it's a small benefit. It's not that, I guess, great of a deal. But look, every little bit counts. Every little bit counts. Another one is overdraft protection. Your bank can stop you from getting hit with the fees. Getting transactions declined, often temporarily moving money from elsewhere. Now, guys, during my struggle days, boy, that was a benefit for me that I use on a regular basis. Look here, I wasn't always financially savvy. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that lie. I wasn't. Did I bounce some checks? Yes, I did. Did I always balance my checkbooks like I should have? Didn't. Even though I knew how, lazy, just didn't do it. Because I'm thinking, oh, I got this, I know I got this, this is going to be coming in, this is going to come in. I know I had this much in there. Can't do that. Can't do it. You got to do better. So, guys, if y'all still out there doing it the way I used to do it, evaluate some things and make some changes. Evaluate some things and make some changes, please. That's not going to be successful. That's not going to be successful at all. My man Big Ant came through with the $10 super chat. Shout out to you, Big Brother. Oh, you have to, but I appreciate the blessing. Thank you, sir. Now, normally Big Ant comes through with some smart aleck shit to say to me on a regular basis. This is how he gets his message in, by sending me money. He ain't right, but I gotta read it because he sent a super chat. It's only respectful. So, Big Ant, what you got to say today? What up, Hank? Do they let them Bears fans use banks? Just asking for a friend. Let me say this, Big Ant. If you was going on the show right now and you had a show channel, I would send a $2 super chat, a $10, $5, $20 telling you to go to hell. Look at Big Ant. My money's good regardless of where I go. Bear fan or not. My money good just like your money good. Man, if you're gonna say good one, it wasn't that funny. It wasn't that funny. Did you see me laughing? Go to hell, Big Ant. It was good. Back to this, man. I can't keep fooling with y'all, man. Y'all keep me going. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Didn't always do what I need to do. Thinking, oh, I got money here, money there. I should be fine. I'm hitting fees there. Bam, $25. Bam, $10. Bam, $30. Oh man, y'all killing me. And look, some banks, guys, as long as you can say the negative, They're going to keep charging you. Don't ask me how I know. Don't ask me how I know these things. Man, look, I'm going to tell you again, I'm far from perfect. Shoot, let's keep it all the way on. I made a lot of mistakes financially, spiritual mistakes, relationship mistakes, marital mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes in my time. And I talk about it. I admit to it. I accept it. I have to accept my consequences of my decisions. A lot of dumb mistakes. Mistakes I knew better. I made. But you know, the beautiful thing is, like I teach my son, I said, those are not losses, those are lessons. I took L's. Life lessons. Some of them are tough. Some of them are hard, emotionally hard, financially hard. But the most important thing, you hope you don't repeat them. Hope you don't make the same ones over or do it again. Hopefully you learn from these things you done wrong, these failures, these falls, these laps. That's the most important thing, that you learn from the lessons you had to take, them lumps you had to take, them knots that you had to take, them falls you had to take. Hopefully we learn from them. And that's the most important. That's the most important. Matthew said yes. That's how PNC got me. They didn't care that I didn't have money. They just let me. So they just let me swipe. He was swiping away. I know that's right. They don't care. Let us shit. Let me tell you what they're going to do. I ain't going to tell you how I know. Send you as a collections. Smitty, what's going on, big brother? Hope all is well. I see y'all out there putting that work in, man. See, like y'all doing the show every night. Shout out to you guys, man. If you hadn't had the opportunity, check out my man Smitty, man. He's over with the Intelligent Soapbox, man, and Grace. And then they do a collab of shows, man. They do good things, man. Have good conversation. I was over, I think it was a couple Saturday nights I was up there with them, chopping it up, man. Getting into it, doing what we do. But have fun with it, right? We just having a good conversation. Mr. He said, what's good? Salute to the chat. Right on, brother. He said, how you doing, man? If y'all hadn't had the opportunity, y'all make sure y'all tap in with the He Says. Make sure you do that. Check them out. Harris family, beautiful people. Always got some good content going, man. Always dropping gems, dropping some knowledge. I love when I get to collaborate with them guys. I had a show about marriage, and I got to collaborate with them guys. And shout out to them guys for coming over on this side of town, man, and hanging out with me, man. Blessings. They are blessings to YouTube, and they are blessings to my life. So I appreciate you guys. So if y'all don't have the opportunity to go like and subscribe or show, I don't know what y'all waiting on. Don't wait on that court order. Go do it right. Go do it. He said credit. I assume he means credit unions are the way to go. I work for 3 different credit unions: Colorado, New York, and Maryland. Brother, he said, if you can, drop it in the chat. Drop your link for your show in the chat. It's the He Says. They have a show. Great people, man. Great people, man. You definitely check them out if you get the opportunity. Brother, he said, I talked about it earlier. I said, credit unions are going to be your best. They're really going to be your best. Like I said, depends on what you're looking for in a bank. Depends on what you're looking for in a bank. But credit union is going to be the best. But in order to get that, You got to be eligible. Not everybody is eligible. Not everybody's eligible. So, this is the one thing about the credit unions. Credit unions tend to have fewer branches than traditional banks. A credit union may not be close to where you live or work. It could be a problem unless your credit union is part of a shared branch. Now, that's a benefit that they do have. But you're going to get some of the best interest rates from credit union. Got my first car through a credit union. I still bank with a credit union. There's two credit unions that I bank with. One of them is my credit union for my work, and the other one is L&N credit union. So those two credit unions I do use. I love credit unions. I do. But just like I wrote in there, accessibility is hard with them, especially if they're not shared on a national level with the bank. So now with L&N, they are shared with Fifth Third, and that's the whole reason I even got over there with the L&N, because of Fifth Third, because they share. So they're on pretty much the same, I guess, same wavelength or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's the only reason I even went over to L&N, is because of Fifth Third sharing with them. And so Fifth Third is a big bank. Well, I don't know. Fifth Third is more like a regional bank. It's not a national bank. It's more like a regional bank, right? So it's pretty prominent in the region where I'm at. Like it's a lot in the Midwest and in the South. You have Fifth Thirds. It's regional. It's not like it's a national. It's not like it's in every state, but regionally it's in my area. Let me drop a gem on. Speaking of Fifth Third, Fifth Third's got one of their best money marketing high interest savings account. They're offering 4.7. Now, that's right up there with the credit unions. Now, if you hear what I'm saying, they're right up there with the credit unions. Now, if you are eligible for a credit union, I would advise you to go there. But if you're not, for those who are not, Fifth Third is a good one. Now, of course, I know I told you it's a regional bank, so not every state has them. So it's just, unfortunately, some of y'all won't. But you don't have to go in the bank to open an account with them. Now, it's all about your comfortability. Right? You can do online banking, guys. It's 2024. We got them options now. So you can do it. Now, I know some of you who may like to go in and actually see the people and talk to people. I understand. But you want to get more money and more bang for your buck. In order to do that, you may have to bank online. Some of your best banks are online. I'm going to say it now. I didn't put the list of the banks it was, but some of the list, your banks, online banks, have some of your best rates. Now, me, I'm going to say personally, I don't feel comfortable with them because of my stigma and my fear for the banks. I was going to let you know. You guys may have more trust in the banks than I do. I don't. Now, $4.7 is what they're offering. Now, some of the online banks are offering 4.9, 5.0, and I think I seen one 5.01. It's probably one of the highest ones I've seen. Those are online banks. And like I said, I would love to get them interest rates, but man, I just don't. I can't do the online banking without me having to be able to walk in the store if I had a problem, get my phone call, bro. I'll go online if I had a problem. Strictly online if I'm doing online banking. That's the only thing. So that's the only reason that's stopping me. Am I missing out on some few things? Yes, I am. But I'm willing to do that for my own self security. But with Fifth Third, they have a great high interest money market account that I would definitely. Brother, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't stand Chase. I just talk bad about him. Look, I'm gonna touch on why. I touch on why. But they have a great money market account. Fifth Third does. Now, one of the things is you have to have a minimum of 25,000 in order to get into this. To open the account, you had at least $25,000 to open the account and to get into the account and to maintain that amount. Now, of course, you're going to get certain benefits, right? But if you have $50,000 minimum, that takes you up to the max benefits that you can get from the account. So I've been blessed to able to benefit from this money market account. I'm not going to show the paperwork, but right now, with the amount of money that we keep, that I keep in this account, I'm gaining about $560 something interest a month. Some people say, "Oh, that's not a lot." I said, "Let me say it again. If I don't deposit another dime in there, I'm making $560 something. That's a part-time job. That's pretty much it is a month. After taxes, of course. Exactly, Matthew. Exactly. And I'm not doing anything but just sitting on it. That's it. That's it. Sitting on it. Not going no lower. It's not a stock. It's not like that. It's just sitting, getting paid off the interest. That's it. Yes, great benefits. I know that's right. Funny you ask, Matthew. So with that question, Matthew asks, banks insure up to $250,000 max. What's one of the things you have to do when you're shopping for a bank? Make sure the bank is FDIC insured. Now, of course, the credit union has their own. They got something totally different. Credit union is the credit unions are insured by the National Credit Union Administration. The NCAU, which has the same functions as the FDIC. That's it. This protects your money up to $250,000 per account, per bank, in case bank failure. Navigate the FDIC bank fine suit webpage. Enter your bank's name and fill out the details and search. Those are one of the things you need to do to make sure that your bank is insured. Don't just assume. Please don't do that. Make sure. Go to the website. Make sure. Put your bank's name in there. Make sure that they cover. He said $250K. Knew it. That's because you're a smart man, Baffy. Even though you're not smart about your damn football teams with Cleveland, Minnesota, you're a smart man. Right on to you. He said, okay, I was thinking about moving money, some money, to a bank to have more accessible. What kind of account is this yields? Or, here we go. So, Matthew, I'm going to drop the link here shortly so we can have more understanding of your question. Give me a second. But yeah, definitely make sure that that the bank that you're banking with is FDIC insured. That's very important because you want to know. You want to know. Banks collapse. It happened before. No, we can't say it ain't gonna happen. It can't happen again because it can. You want to make sure your money's insured. Now that's per bank. So if that means, I know some of you big monies get multiple accounts. Let me tell you a story about what Giannis did. Giannis put his money into a bank. He said he put his money into 6 different banks. He said, reason why? Because the bank only insures $250,000. So he had to have multiple banks to put his money in. That was his first year, I think. His first check. That's what he did. Until the owner helped him out and told him about certain accounts you can put over and certain accounts you can get out of country accounts, of course. These are not here where they insure a certain amount of money. But that's a different level of money that I don't have. Maybe one day, but I ain't there yet. So that's what he did. He did it. He said, if anything happens, he knows his money's insured up to this amount. But that was his lack of knowledge. But guess what? Somebody talked to him, helped him out, and gave him knowledge that he needed, he was looking for. Shout out to Giannis. He said, yeah, that was my plan if I got a bunch of money. Matthew said, if I hit that Powerball tonight, he said, if I got to deal with 10 different banks, all 10 of them are coming. They going to be on speed dial. No, that's right, Matthew. I know that's right. Oh, shucks. Back to it, man. Back to it. Budget and financial education tools. Some banks offer budget features, free checks, a free credit score, and other tools to help you manage your money. That's very important. Those are some of the benefits I'm talking about. Those are some of the benefits I'm talking about. So, for instance, this money we get a free financial advisor. We get credit monitoring with this account. Normally it would cost $10. Half of that. So we only pay $5 a month for credit monitoring. And it's been really helpful. Been very beneficial. Especially when not too long ago, early last the end of 2023, our health insurance company who we go with, Anthem, was hacked. So some people's information was out. Fortunately for me, I have that credit monitoring, so didn't get no notification saying anything. So they check my name, they check my address, my license. They monitor all of those things. My social security number, all those things monitor, and they let me know. They'll send me an email or they give me a call saying, hey, suspicious activity has been linked to your address or to your license or to your social security number. That is a great benefit that I definitely I love that I have. Also during that time, like I said, they got hacked. I got my credit report just to make sure, because they recommended. They said, look, we don't see anything, but just to be safe, definitely get you a credit report to just look over it if seeing there was something on there prior to us having this situation or covering you. And so that's what I did. I ended up getting a credit report, and everything was everything. I didn't see nothing on that question. Now I see some stuff that I don't. I said, man, damn, this thing been taken care of, paid off a long time ago. We need to get this taken care of. So of course I disputed it, and it was taken off, and they sent me a new copy showing it was off and paperwork showing it was off. So was able to do that. But shout out to that Fifth Third again. I'm gonna give them a lot of credit. I'm a big advocate of Fifth Third. I encourage a couple people who I talk to and network with and have some type of relationship with. I encourage them to go there. I'm a fan of Fifth Third. Another thing is attractive interest rate. So that's why I was talking about the high money market account. Very good interest rate. Probably one of your best that's not in a credit union and that's not an online bank. Savings accounts pay interest, and some checking accounts do as well. Yes, they do. Now, me, I keep very little to no money in my checking account. Just enough to pay whatever bills that comes out of my account. That's all I don't, because like I said, the interest is not worth me doing it. But I do get like pennies on the dollar interest for my checking. So it is what it is. But yes, if they do offer that. A high rate means your deposit funds earn more money for you. Exactly. So like I said, that's why I was talking about the high interest rate of the money market account savings that I have with Fifth Third. That's one of the ones. Like I said, if you're willing to do online banking, they got some great rates. So definitely look some up. Definitely do the research on that. If you're willing to do the online banking, you don't care about going into a brick and mortar bank and all of that, I would advise you to do that. Another thing is debit card rewards Some bank provide rewards for using your debit card, similar to credit card rewards. Yes, they do. They pay you. They pay you. Now, of course, those, they can't charge a fee. Now, some of the credit cards, the credit card people, they use a fee. Some of the banks, they don't charge fees. So look into that. You get a credit card through your bank, look into that. Definitely look into that, because like you said, you do get rewards. They do pay you for that. One of the tricks of the trade I like to use is credit card just for gas and gas only. And that's pretty much all I use for any travel or gas. And I earn the points. Don't use it pretty much for nothing else. Just that. And pay it back within 30 days. It not only helps you with your credit report, with your credit, but it also, like I said, the access right then and there, you just use it strictly for it. So you know you'll have it. You don't be strapping and worry about, I ain't get. Use that credit card just for strictly travel. That's what I do. And for those who who does that for their living and all that, it's a tax write-off. If you do it for your business and your work, tax write-off. Oh man. Another thing is, when y'all get to that point and you look into all these things, one of the things you need to do eventually is to not only open an account, but you got to close the account. You got to close your account if you change your bank. So like, I think Matthew's talking about doing that himself. He's talking about moving one bank to the next. And with that being said, you have to take proper steps to doing that, right? You got to take the proper steps. So some of the steps you have to take is do your research and figure out what you want in the bank. Like I said before, I said that. Make a list. Make a list of all bills and payments and direct deposit that is coming out of your current bank. You have to, guys, I know some of you guys got the best memory in the world. I understand, y'all sharp as a tack. Memory like an elephant. I understand that. Man, my age, I don't remember everything. I don't think about everything. So some things I just got to write down. So this is why this is up here and I can highlight it, because I type it in. Make sure I mention it, talk about it, and bring it to you guys' attention. So definitely write down and document what bills you have to pay, what bills are coming out of what account. That is a must. So when you close it and or move banks, you know what's coming through and when it's coming through and all that. So you can carry that over to your next bank and make sure you do what you need to do as far as informing your debt collectors that you're moving bank and all that. And I'm gonna talk about it now. Go to the payment centers. Go to the billing centers, the place where you whatever your bill collectors are. You go to there, whether it's online or in person, whichever one you do. Go to them, let them know, hey, I'm switching banks. Here's my new payment procedures. Here's my new credit card number. Here's my new online banking billing thing. who we need to pay. I'm gonna pay my bills through. Whatever you got to do, it is through phone call or actually online. Make sure you do that. Make sure you remove any old bank information, because what you don't want to do is continue to charge your old bank information or your old banking bill, your old card, or another thing is for guys who get direct deposit with their check from as far as their work and all of that. Let that be known. You got to change all of that. Else, you wonder, well, I ain't got my damn check and since a couple of weeks. What's going on? You calling your HR saying what's happening? You ready to fight? I ain't got my damn check. Well, dog. Well, this is the bank we sent it to. You come to find out that's your old bank. That account's supposed to be closed. But you didn't do all the proper steps that you needed to do to make that right. So now that falls on you. You can't hold that against your HR. They doing what they've been doing to the same account. That's what they got on record because you didn't make the proper documentations to change. So you got to do that. Make sure you do that. Make sure you enter all that information, checks and balances, all of that. You got to do that, right? You have to do that. Go back to the payment method to make sure that the new account information is shown. Once you do that, you go to close your other accounts. So when you do these things, you got to give whatever bill collector, your workplace, your HR, your new accounts, your new account number, so where they can do direct deposit your paycheck, where you could they could send or bill your accounts for your bills or online things or whatever the case may be. Any credit cards that you may have on file, you need to make sure all that's changed and removed. Do that while you doing all this banking. You make sure you do that because, like I said, you get in situations where, hey, them fees gonna fall on you because it's not their fault that you didn't follow through and do your part, do your job, and change all the information like you should have. So if they charge your account, they send you a bill, a collection bill. Hey man, you owe this because they still charging us. They still try to pull it out of the account. This account's being closed. They send you overdraft fee. Don't be mad. You gotta be on top of that. You have to be on top of that. Very important. Next thing is once you update all your online transactions and your new account is running smoothly, go and delete all your old accounts. Request a letter stating that your accounts have officially been closed. Guys, that's very important. That part I learned. I had to learn in a tough way because a lot of stuff when I talk about, I've done this dumb shit. I made these mistakes. I didn't do these things. And it cost me. I mean, like I said, financially cost me some stuff because I wasn't as thorough with it. I closed the account as far as what I thought. I didn't request no letter. Now, I wish I had them because I would have had all these troubles on some of the things because they kept filling my account. And I told them this account's closed. And I know I changed all the information. But guess what? Two things I didn't do. Request a letter saying it was closed. And another thing is I didn't take my other cards off the account. So you have to do that. Make sure you do that. Check your cards because eventually your cards expire. And when they do, they still going to send it to that same card. And if that card is no good no more, then that's a problem. That's a problem. My man Matthew said, true. So, guys, make sure you do those things. I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from experience. Let me tell Matthew I'm going to drop this link here shortly. Let me go ahead and be a man of my word and drop this link. And it is there. So, guys, I dropped the link. Sorry about that brief moment sound. I had to do some things, but it's all good. It is all good. So, guys, I pinned the link to the top of the chat, so you guys are more than welcome. Look who's here. Look who's in my body here. Mr. Shy Curtain.
Boy, you keep coming with them jokes, boy. I tell you.
Matthew, I'm gonna have to change your name to Shy Curtain. Is that cool? Is that a good name for you?
Hey man, I ain't mad at it. It's wrong, but I ain't mad at it. Go ahead, man. Do what you do.
What's going on tonight, big brother? Hopefully all is well with you and the family. You good?
Yeah, everybody upstairs chilling, man. I was telling the wife, about to be on this show, so don't bother me for a while.
That's right. That's right. You about to rock out with him for a couple ticks.
Yeah, man. I was just finna say, like, okay. Funny thing is, my dividends just hit. I just got a notification, so tomorrow I think it'll be accessible. Aaron, no lucky, because if he go on Hamp show tonight, I'm dropping. But but no, like when
You drop. What did he do? He give you some bad advice?
nah, man, he talking down on. I had made an investment on Sophie. Now I was trying to tell him about Sophie last year. The bank.
Mm-hmm.
How he
So
think
what
he just
Matthew
so
just gave y'all that's an online bank. So for
yeah
y'all who don't
he think he's so smart, so he don't want to listen to nobody. So I'm like, all right, next time I catch you on another show, I'm dropping. So that's my little thing. I know they're gonna bring him back because he got a fan club. I'm in war with the chat, see how far I go. But but no, back to what you was talking about though, man. I was gonna ask you, like with your bank, how
know.
easy is it? Don't you know how like sometimes some people have like their monthly bills and they
Uh-huh.
wrap it all up into like one loan, like a loan a month that they just pay it just to kind of get it out. Like I forgot how they do it.
I'm gonna consolidate.
Yeah, like but they do it every month.
Okay.
I don't know the name of it, man, but it's something where basically you would get the money. Let's just say your bills monthly expenses is 3,300.
Mm-hmm.
You would get that loan for that month, and then you would pay all your bills up front, and then throughout obviously the course of that month you would pay that loan back. You just kind of do that every month,
Mm.
just so it'd be easier, like so you can keep up with. I forgot what it was called, man. But I was gonna ask you like, does the bank you talking about? Are you hip to that, or is that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're
Okay,
talking
do
about.
you think that's a good strategy, or you think that's just like I guess it is what it is?
So it sounds like what you're doing is consolidating your bills into one loan or under one, so you can have one payment. That's what
Yeah,
it sounds like to me.
yeah,
Um,
basically.
as far as that, I don't think it is. But what are what are you gonna do when you add more and you're still paying on that current loan? You know what I'm saying? So now you inquire the same thing you just corrected with this one loan. This would you sound like it's like you consolidated your bills or your debt. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, I don't know how it works. That's why I'm kind of asking. So like I'm not asking for like the loan for a whole year's worth of bills. I mean like month to month, you kind of take like a minor loan out every month just to pay the bills that like say your insurance, your mortgage, everything else. You get like obviously a cash for this loan, like I said, 3,300. Let's say on the 1st of March, and then by March 31st, you better have all that paid. again. So then you might do the same thing next week, just in case, like if your money don't come out the way you want it, so
Mm-hmm.
bills would be on time in a sense. You get where I'm
Well,
coming from?
yeah, but
Where
I guess my only concern is what fees are they gonna charge you? How much of interest they gonna charge you for that? And are you doing yourself a disservice by doing it? Because now you adding another bill because they got to make their money too. So their money gonna be made off the interest and the fees that they're gonna charge you for getting this loan. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, because like see, this is why I'm asking because I don't think it's because it's like your bank is kind of working with you.
Yeah.
I'm not looking. I don't think it's made to necessarily. Hey man, we trying to at least come up $100 a month for you. I think it was more so, man. I can't remember because somebody mentioned this to me, and I was just like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Just like a lot of times, it's for people that's trying to work on their credit. It's kind of like
You talking about like maybe like a signature loan?
maybe that's what it is. I don't know the name of it. That's why I'm kind
It's
of
like a
asking.
small loan, nothing major, small loan that you would get. Man, I don't know. I don't know if you could probably do that every month.
See, that's the thing. That's that's why I was asking, like, because it
That's
sounded like a good
crazy.
idea.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good idea. Like, say if a person is just like, if I got all my money up front to that month, I pay all my bills by the March 2nd, but I'll be paying on this loan to where by March 31st I would have paid the 3,300. After all my bills, I would have had 400 left, so to speak. Then next month I'll do the same thing again. So I kind of am saving at the same time as well as paying all my bills on time.
So let me
That's
ask you
how.
this:
Yeah.
if you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
why not just get a credit card and do the same thing, and not getting paying a fee and loans and all that then, and just pay the
Yeah.
credit card off in 30 less than 30 days.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a simple way too. See, somebody said this to me like 2 years ago. Guy was telling me he trying to work on his credit, and whoever he was saying the bank was going to do this with him so he can build his credit back up. Hey, what's that name? Darian?
Dorian,
Darian? I don't know
Dorian.
how to say that. Sorry, I'm Miss Hink. I don't know how to say it. But basically that.
She likes it. I'm sure she likes it too.
But no, it was just a simple way for him to, I guess, build his credit up and get his bills paid on time. And then I was like, "Dang, the bank do that for you?" And he was like, "Yeah." So that's why I was, unless he was lying, but that's why I was trying to figure out like what's the name for that. Because the only reason why I'm asking because Natasha Vincent
Hmm.
is in this
Ain't
space with
she,
the
ain't she the governor down there in Georgia, some type of
nah nah
representative?
nah nah man. She be in the chat sometimes. She be not this your chat,
Oh
but she
no,
just be.
I don't know this one then. No, I don't know this one.
She she found that I wrote a book. I wrote a book like in 2017. So
Shit.
no, look, she found it because I was one day in somebody's chat, and then I was talking trash, and then she saw like I see that you wrote. I'm like, oh shoot, I ain't too confident in the book, but it's about finance. And basically, what I'm asking you is because I try to find different strategies to help people, make grow their money or just pay their bills. Just do simple stuff. Basically, for people fresh coming out of high school, things like that. So that's what the
Mhm.
book is kind of for. Then my goal was to graduate to, uh, like first it's about saving, then it's about investing, then it's about taking a risk when you after you investing. But that's why I was asking you about the banking because if I got a little more knowledge on this banking tip, it'll help me when I start writing books. Because basically after I retire, I want to be a what they call philanthropist.
Freelance
Wow.
author.
Yeah,
Freelance
basically.
author. I
Yeah,
got you.
like my speech is way worse than what I write.
All
so
right. We ain't gonna hold that
so
against you.
yeah, so don't take my speaking like, oh man, you probably write like this. It ain't like that. So,
I got you.
but no, that's why I was asking. Like, have you heard of it? Because I don't know the name of it, man. I don't know the name.
you know, listen to what you described. It sounds like pretty much like I want to say like a signature loan or something like that to, I don't know, maybe call it a home improvement loan. I mean, I don't know what they would,
Okay.
whichever
I,
title you give it. But if you're going to do that, like I said, just get a credit card and do the same thing without all the fees and the loans
yeah.
and all of that. You could do the same thing. Get you I guess what a credit card was a 5,000, say about a $5,000
Limit.
limit,
Yeah.
and do it that way and just pay it off by the end of the month.
Yeah. I
And
mean, cause that's what my brother do. He played it. He do the credit card game.
mhm,
Somehow he, you know how. See, I'm scared to do that. You just never know what might happen. But he been playing that game for like what 2 years now. So you know how some people know how to do the credit card situation where they, like you just said, but then they're able to save faster in a sense.
mhm.
So I don't know how that method works. He tried to explain it to me, but I couldn't get it. I like, man, I don't know how to do that. But yeah, so that's all I kind of was curious to know about on that. You know, if you saying it's kind of just a signature loan, then I just have to ask. I don't want to ask Aaron. Aaron gonna be talking trash. So I don't want to hear him. But
Well, look, go to your bank and ask.
yeah,
Ain't
I
no
gotta see. You got me thinking, man. I need to start actually talking to my bank. You know what I mean? I don't.
so hold on. You mean you don't go in there and just have a conversation with them?
I used to like when I first moved out here to Georgia. I was
Uh-huh.
into like building a relationship with the bank, but then all of a sudden something shifted, man. I just stopped doing it. I don't know why, man. I don't really got no reason why I stopped. So yeah,
Okay.
you got me thinking, man.
The reason you should because they're tied to your money.
That's why I said you got me thinking.
They are tied. Look, I'm all about having a good relationship with people who are tied to my money, who affect my money, who has dealing with my money. I am. That's me, because
Yeah,
they can either have a positive or a negative effect on my money. Look, I can't tell you many times I got some good stock advice because of my relationship with the bank.
they gave you stock advice for how much?
It didn't cost me anything. He just gave me some advice on what I should be looking for, what and some ideas I should be looking at. You know, should I continue to be aggressive or should I kind of scale back? That
Hmm.
look, my bank, Fifth Third has with certain accounts you have free financial advisors. So with
Yeah, I
them
heard you
advisors,
said it was $5 a month. Something you said.
no. That's my credit card monitoring is $5 a
Oh,
month.
oh my bad.
Uh, now the financial advisors are free. Some banks they are, some banks they're not. They charge you fees for that for having that. But with the kind I have, I get one, and so I have no problem with call. At least once a month they call me, ask me how everything's going. How do they like their services? Is everything good? Is anything wrong? Is there anything we can improve? You know, they do a self evaluation with me every month. I get a phone call. Sometimes it's annoying, but I respect it because they're doing a job, and I appreciate them for doing that. And guess what? They hear me out. I've seen where they made some adjustments on my account because of I didn't like what they was doing here. I didn't like what they was doing there. Why is this that way? Why is it that way? And they made some adjustments, and they explained to me why is this and that, and that's all I could ask for, an explanation.
Yeah, I got yeah. I might need to take your approach on some of this because I asked to subscribe to the Motley Fool. That's what that's the they give you like a couple stocks a month to invest in. 'Cause it's what they project is good and things like that, and then they kind of tell you why and things like that. So I've been with them for a couple of years now, but yeah, I might need to do something different, something more personable, I guess you could say. Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, man, I guess Bears fans is good for something, man. You got me thinking a little different about some of the stuff I've been doing. Cause like I said, I ain't doing nothing bad per se, but like anything else, man. ideas all of a sudden, you might be, oh, this might be a better idea. So I'm definitely gonna look into that because Chase. I mean, you see, man, I don't know. Chase is kind of iffy. I am starting to lose my interest in Chase, but I got to do some research.
I didn't tell the story about Chase. Well, I don't like him now. Chase is where I got my original home loan through.
Oh, you got to do that? Okay.
And I regret it every day I had them to Matthew. Well, I hurry up and refinance that thing. I got my hands out from Mother Chase quick, fast, as soon as I could. Man, I can't stand this, man. Too many fees. They charge way too many fees, man.
Yeah, they do got some fees. The only thing that saves me is because I have a lot of deposits going, so I don't have to worry about certain fees, but they are kind of funny with their fees.
So I wasn't a big fan of them. That's the only dealings I had through Chase was through that. But even with that, they charge a whole lot of fees. I'm like, man, what the hell? So
yeah,
I had to get out from under them, man. If you ain't gonna lie, I had to. I felt like I was up under the thumb that they was killing my pockets.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said, man. Because it's like I do want to get into the credit union because I had a credit union with like I was telling you, I don't know if you saw it in the chat with Styria. It was in Denver though, so it was like I wasn't close to it, so it was like, man, I'm not about to keep this. But I don't know, I need to because it's a credit union down the street from me, like literally, man, I was walking this. You know what I'm saying? I need to. Like I said, I guess you could say I get complacent sometimes. I got complacent with what I'm doing. I'm just like, just let it all go on autopilot. So, like I said, these kind of conversations and got me kind of thinking again. I need to start re-edit my book and try to get it back out again, man. You ain't gonna do me like what's her name?
Right.
If I get a book, I'm like, hey man, you gotta buy this book. It's only gonna be $10. It ain't gonna be a lot. I ain't gonna spend it because it's to be give it to your son. Well, you giving it. You already teaching your son. I was gonna say give it to your son because he's young.
I don't mean nothing. More knowledge. Look, that's shit. If I can learn something from it, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna accept it, and I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna go with it. Okay.
Yeah, because it's crazy. It's crazy. Like,
I'll shoot you a message.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this. If it's trash, just don't say it publicly. Just be like, just message private.
just hold that one.
Yeah, just be like, yeah, I got the book. That's just leave it at that. I got it. You don't got to stay with it.
Hey man, I can't leave a bad review.
No, don't do that. Just be like, I got it. Just be like, you got it.
So Matthew, when I go to Google, I can't leave a bad review on the book. Matthew,
man. I'm gonna be trying to delete that comment. I'm like, hey, how can I delete this?
He said, hold on, I got blocked here, dude. He's bad for business.
Yeah, man, I couldn't do that, man. But no, that's what's up though, man. Like I said, this show was pretty cool, man. I actually that 529 I'm definitely gonna look into because like I said that sounds like something that I can use. I heard that before, but I didn't really pay attention. I'm like, yeah, sometimes you just blow people off, but like I said, this time I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into this bank stuff. Man, all these dividends hitting tonight. Okay.
You said what?
Why are they hitting tonight? No, I'm getting the notification on my phone, but like my dividends just hit. Oh yeah, man, I'm about to tear it up in the chat. Well, these boys about to. I'm about to be booting people left and right.
My boy Matthew is hood rich, boy. Y'all can't tell him nothing.
Oh,
hey, luckily Matthew don't go to the strip club. Matthew gonna make it rain in that piece.
I was finna say on the and then I was typing like back in the my before I was married days. Yeah, that's how I went into that when I was swiping. At PNC, man, they did me dirty, man. They
You
just kept
flirt with
letting me do
you,
it.
you was flirting with the bankers, the teller.
Yeah, yeah, man. Because I kept swiping. I'm like, man, I'm at the bar or whatever. I'm like, they keep letting me do it. then come Monday. I'm like, why I got so many fees, like overdraft. I'm thinking, back then I was like, I don't know how old I was. I was probably like 21, 22. And then I looked at that account and I was like, oh, this ain't cool. I had a good weekend, but I had a horrible week.
Matthew said I was balling out of control. You couldn't tell me shit
Yeah, but as
until
soon as
that Monday
Monday hit,
morning
yeah,
when I see them fees.
father laughing at me like, yeah, I ain't giving you nothing either. You gotta suffer for a week. I'm like, dang, man, that's messed up, man.
Look, Matthew, I'm gonna go lay my bird up. Although I ain't gonna lie to you, I understand what you're going through. To the point, I even went to them check cashing place to try to. Boy, every other week I'm writing a new check, man, and try to get some more money. Matthew, they had me hemmed up about a year doing that bullshit. You heard?
Oh man, yeah, they dirty, man. Look, I know somebody that fell into that. Oh man, they don't have no sympathy either. They let you do another one on top of what you got, like kind of like give you like it's kind of like they cut it in half, but it's like, hey, I owe.
And don't tell them why you doing it. That's who you work. Playing off your emotions.
Man, I got.
If you get another $50, that at least holds you through the week.
Yeah.
Pay the debt off. They said, well, get an extra $50. It's just $10 more. That's all it is.
Like I said, don't miss a day of work. Now your check short. Yeah, but that's them days. Oh man, I don't know how I used to do it. Cause it's like I wasn't bad with money, but I was just stupid when it came to doing like partying. Like
Matthew,
man.
I was horrible. Because I like I said in my statement, I thought I had it. I said, man, I've had this much in her, and I'm trying to do all this calculation in my head, not balance my checkbook at all, and not getting hemmed up.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue because back then, well, they still do it now, but it was a little slower. So, because once upon a time you couldn't use your card like that, you had to go to the ATM.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't just swipe. You know what I'm saying? And so when they first started letting you swipe, it was such a long delay. So, like you said, I'm trying to do this mess in my head, and then I'm thinking I know I got this much, but then, like I said, I kept swiping. So I'm like, oh, I must have more in there because they didn't have. Because
I'm wearing the numbers out this card.
Yeah, because that's what I said. Because back then, like I said, it had just got to the point where it wasn't just an ATM card. It was now a debit card. Because at first it was just like an ATM card. That's all you used it for. You couldn't really just use it unless you had a credit card. But then they kind of switched it to where you can use it like cash. That's the era kind of I was coming into. So like I said, when it happened, I was just like I was using it, and then I'm like, oh, okay. I figured it would stop me, but it didn't. So I'm like, well, okay. All right. And then that's when I kept. But then when back then I couldn't look on my phone like I can now. I had to call, like, and hear what was my last transaction. So I'm hearing it. I'm like, dang, okay. But then on top of my overdraft, they let me do it again. I'm like, dang, why they let me? So then I go to the bank trying to be like, hey man, I didn't know I didn't have. They're like, well, you kind of know what you got, man. I'm like, man, y'all dirty.
They called old Matthew to the task.
Yeah. It was like, man, like $190. I remember the first time in overdraft, basically. Because they charge you the extra $30 on top of what you bought. I'm like, dang, so basically my check gonna be trash. But when I get it, it's gonna be gone for most of it. Man, them days was crazy, man. But
Man,
yeah, that.
when I'm telling you, so I can relate to what people going through, what they deal with. That was me. I was that guy. I'm not talking about shit that I ain't never did or done or heard. I did this shit. I made these financial stupid blunders, decisions, and investments, and it
Yeah,
cost me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Fortunately for me, it you know, I didn't. I was never evicted. I was never with, and
Yeah,
I
me
ain't gonna sit
neither.
and say my car got repoed. I ain't gonna lie, my car they clear. They can't repo my goddamn car. You know, I
I
was
ain't
in the
trying to
city.
laugh at you, guys.
Hey, I'm not mad. It's funny now. I can
Oh,
laugh now. But
yeah,
believe me,
yeah.
I was hot when I walking outside of work. My shit gone.
Oh man. Hey man, I wouldn't
Look,
expect him to laugh like
hey,
this.
hey, Matthew, just got a nice system so that they heard me coming up to the workplace.
Oh,
You know what I'm
oh
talking about?
yeah, that's messed
Huh?
up. Yeah.
I had the 12s in the trunk. That's when I had
Oh.
my old Crown Vic. Looked like a police car. Got away with speeding when I was running late to work. Didn't have to worry about that because I look like a police car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just my story. But man, I'm at least twice in my 5 years working for the company, I got my car repoed twice. Somebody said, "Hey," they said, "It can happen again." I said, "Fuck you."
Oh man. Hey man, that's crazy, man. You know that happened. You know, my brother got his car repoed, man. Like this was crazy. He had a Grand Prix. I forgot what year it was, man. It was nice too, man. He used to be flying up and down the street. Like I said, we was younger. I was younger then, but like I said, he used to. We lived in an apartment, so he used to park it two complexes over in the parking lot. He got away with it for at least I say about 3 weeks. Then one day it was out there, it was gone. I was like, dang, they got you. I was riding van like they basically, he had called me like, yeah, man, you gotta come get me, man. I was like, got you. They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh man, I had just got my car by then. Cause like I said, I had got blessed. Cause like man, I had a 2004 Monte Carlo my senior year. My senior year, I was in '07. That's when I graduated. So yeah,
Mm.
in '04, I had a 2004 Monte Carlo. And like I said, I had sounds and everything, man. When I lost that car, man, I was so hurt, man. To this day, I'm trying to find one now. I'm at this point, I'm about to get me just one and rebuild it. I don't care how raggedy it is. I'm just gonna get it and rebuild it slowly. Me and the sons, we gonna work on it. Have them. Me and them will be out there. But that was my first car, man. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make it like a night ride. Cause I had it set up like a night ride. You remember Night Rider?
Yeah.
I had the red lights. Like man, I was man, God, you got me remember all this stuff. That's
Matthew
why.
over here flashbacks right now.
Yeah, that's why I need some more money, man. I got to put some money into these cars, man.
So, are you a fan of restoring cars, old school cars? What?
Nah, not really, but that's just something I figured. Me and the boys can do something that You ever used to watch Home Improvement?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's Tim Allen. Whatever his name is, he used to, the Hot Rod or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I figured, we could do something like that, something different. But yeah, that's kind of
Yeah, the
what
reason
my
I got an old school that I got restored, a 1975 Chevy Impala, and the
oh
reason I
whoa
got
okay.
the 75 because I was born in 75, so that's why I got a car that was 1975. So that
Shoot,
was my real.
the car gotta be worth some money.
Oh, I get offered all the time. People want to buy it. Even before he restored it, people was wanting to buy it. Guy was offering me like $8,000 for it. I said, dude, this thing's on flats. It was on flats. It was booked. It had that snot. Matter of fact, it was worse than the green you got on. It's a little bit light. It's like that snot color green, that mucus green. That's what it
Yeah.
looked like. I think
I,
the color was ugly, but the body was nice. It didn't have a lot of bad spots on it, man. So I ended up getting
I,
it
I,
restored. It took me a little minute, but got it done.
Depending on what you do to it, man, or what you've already done to it, might be worth in the 20s, man.
Oh, look here, though. I had somebody offer me about 40,000.
See, I was lowballing just because I don't know what it look like, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, it be some cars that ride past where I live at. Like you can tell that they bring it out every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I'll be like, they didn't put some money into that car.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel you. Yeah, man.
So, but yeah, it's like you said, it's fun. Like you said, the kids are love. My son, like when I would go pick him up from school in it, said, "Daddy,
Oh
why
yeah,
you rent a car? I don't like a car." I said, "Why don't you like it? What's wrong with it?" Everybody be looking at us.
but that's the
I said,
point.
and that's what I told him. I said, "This is an attention grab." I said, "It's going to. You got this pretty blue with the white top." I said, they're going to. I mean, chromed out. They're going to do that." And so, he's like, he didn't like it. It wasn't until his couple of his buddies seen him getting in the car, like, "Man, your daddy car is cool. I like it. Miss Hen, can I have your car?" I just laughed at him. I said, "Nah." As he looked over and started smiling. I said, then we rolled off. I said, "I remember your black ass said you didn't want this car. Now you want it." I said, "You some full of shit."
That's how I be though, man. You was a lot of times, man. That's why I be telling.
My man, Big G, shout out to Big G. Look here, he turned me on to some stuff to wash my car because I was washing with some Dawn dishwashers. He said,
Oh
"Man, you
man,
gotta stop doing that shit."
yeah, you
So
can't do that. You got something good. You
he turned
can't
me
do
on to
that.
some stuff. So I ended up finding some stuff on Amazon. He turned me on
Yeah.
to. Shout out to Big G. He said with this soap. No, I ain't doing it no more. No more dish soap.
Yeah, it's funny, man. But
Hey,
that's how you
hey,
gotta do it,
the
though,
only
man.
thing I'm washing with dish soap is dishes. And I'm not washing soap.
Yeah, you gotta definitely sometimes get your kids. Well, I should say your sons definitely to see that. Hey, man, I ain't no slouch, because I'm trying to tell my brother that because he pretty successful for the most part. I be
Mhm.
trying to tell him, man, remind your sons that so they won't get caught up trying to look at up to somebody else. Like, man, you doing your thing, man. You retired at what 36. You doing good for yourself, man. Like, let them know what you really are. You know what I'm saying? Because before you know it, they be thinking he not what he is. They don't realize how y'all got all this. It came from him. You know what I'm saying? So I be just
Well,
trying to remind certain guys, like,
it's funny. Your kids don't listen to you, like because they hear you all of their lives, right? And your voice
mhm.
gets stale eventually, right? But
Yeah,
let me talk to your kids. I bet they're gonna listen to everything I say.
yeah.
You talk to me like, "Daddy, you don't know what you're talking about." I told you the same thing he just said. He just said it with a different voice. What's the difference when I told you and he told you?
Yep.
Just like I said, it's a different voice because your voice is stale. They hear it so much. They hear you say so much. Your lessons, the teachings, the discipline, or whatever the case may be, to the point it's stale. Now, if somebody else says it, because I had to come to realization myself, I had to accept. I say, look, as long as he gets it, that's all that matters. At the end of the day, I don't care where he gets it from, as long as he gets the message and he's doing what he needs to do. That's it. That's I had to let you. Sometimes you gotta let your pride go.
Yeah,
It
I gotta get
feels
to
some
that point.
way, but it's like okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I gotta work to that point, man. I ain't gonna lie, that'll frustrate me. Like, come on, man. That's why I said I gotta get to that point, but I ain't there yet.
Anyway, it took me a while. He got in middle school, so he was probably about 11 or 12 at the time. So it took me
Yeah.
12 years, I guess, to accept that and to get to that
Yeah.
realization. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
He said some of his best times of his life was under the car with his pops. I know that's right, Big G. I
Yeah.
know that's right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, Matthew, what's your plan for the weekend, big brother? You got plans?
Nah. Ain't no games on that I care about. Ain't no fights on. Ain't no fights that I think I know about.
Nah, not that I know of.
Nah,
Not
man,
that
I
I.
didn't. We ain't got nothing really going on out here, man. I know the weather's starting to get warmer, so we might start trying to find something to do outside with the boys. But nah, I ain't got no plans, man. Ain't got nothing coming up, nah.
This unfortunately, well, I can't gonna say unfortunate. Unfortunately, I guess this is my weekend. I'm on calls. I gotta get that overtime money, Matthew. I gotta get that bread.
What do you do for a living? You a teacher?
Man, you don't want to know what I do. Some people say I don't do anything, but I feel like I work. I got all my money. Now I work at a wastewater treatment plant, man.
A what? A waste?
A wastewater treatment plant.
Oh, like deal with chemicals and stuff.
Sewers and all that bullshit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you do the blue collar work. Okay.
Yeah. I'm the one, and I'm blue collar dude. You thought I was a white collar
I
dude?
don't
You
know,
a
man.
all day? Is that what you thought?
Hey, man. I ain't judge you. I ain't know, man. Just like, hey,
Okay,
you
Matthew, I'm
light
not.
skin. You light
No,
skinned guys don't like to get dirty, man. So I don't know, man.
there you go. There you go.
I'm
Don't do
just,
that, Matthew. Don't all of a sudden have internet problems, Matthew. Don't do that. I want you there for as long as possible. I don't want all of a
oh
sudden,
man.
even though it ain't storming in Georgia, I don't want all of a sudden the storm take your internet out.
Okay, all right, man, all right.
No, you good, man. You good. No, but yeah, that's what I do. So I got to do that this weekend. But Friday, going to an auction Friday. So
Auction food. You buy your car or a house?
no, property. Yeah, property.
Okay. Well,
So
so my bad, my bad. Go ahead, go ahead.
now what I was gonna say, I'm gonna try to record it. I don't know. See, now it's different from when I went back in the days. Back in the days, they used to, you would go to each property. They give you the addresses of the property that's going to be auctioned, and you would drive there and go to the auctions. Now they do it all downtown in the courthouse, so it's like a one-stop shop. Back in the days, you had to go to this place, you get it, you take the paperwork, you go down to the courthouse, you pay the money, and then you go from there. They don't do it like that now. Now they do it all in one spot. You go to at the courthouse already, same place where you pay the money at. You do it there. Back in the days, you would have to have you would have to have a percentage up to $10,000 on hand to purchase the property. Now they have it where you do a bond. So these bonds are like things you would get saying you utilize this money towards the property, so you don't have to carry around cash. It's kind of for security purposes, right?
Like safer.
Yeah, a lot safer because these houses that are doing it are not in the safest neighborhood, so to
So
speak.
like when you buy these, are you auctioning these houses or however you buy them? Like, are you sitting on them for a year or wait till somebody buy the deed type deal, or are you flipping it like I'm about to redo it like almost like the TV shows and stuff?
So the house, then I was talking about this with my lady, and so right now we're probably going to rent it out, depending
Okay.
on what the market is, right? Whether we might turn around and sell it or may rent out. So those are options that we're talking about right now. So right now, the plan is to rent it out. That's the plan.
Okay. So it's decent enough to at least rent out then, huh?
No, it's gonna have to be taken care
Oh,
of. No,
are you going to put work in it? Okay.
you're gonna have, most of these houses you're gonna have to put work in. Now you got some, where like on a short sale because people are going through some hard times where they divorce and they gotta have a quick sale and start turning that stuff. You're gonna have some of those houses too. Uh, but those are gonna
So
be,
do
of
you
course,
got like
bit more.
So you got like a contractor like on deck, or you just kind of start shopping around for contractors?
Well, it depends. I have one that I used before, so that I give a call to and throw some business his way. Or, depends on where it is. Like if it's in my city,
Yeah,
then I use the guy that I normally go to. If it's outside the city, then I'm gonna have to shop around.
gotcha. Okay.
So, and because our there's been a time where the contract he's so busy he can't he won't be able to get to it, and it would be too far down the road, and I don't want to sit on it that long and
Yeah,
not be making no money off of it.
yeah,
I can't afford to do that. That don't make sense to me. And some people could do that. I don't believe in that. As soon as I
gotcha.
get it, I'm gonna start making my move on what I need to do to get this house turned around, flip, and get it up and running and going.
So this is the last thing I'm gonna ask on this because I don't want to get too much in
Oh,
your
you good?
business.
You good.
But like, do you when you go into these buying these properties,
Mm-hmm.
are you looking to make an income from it, or is it really just more so I want to sit on it until I can one day make a huge come up off of it? 'Cause
Well,
like, make, oh, my bad, go ahead.
all those things, they come across my mind all the time. I always think like that. First thing first, I would sit on it and rent out, and make a profit on as long as I can, as much as I can on it. That's what I would do. I wouldn't get rid of it unless it makes sense to. So
Okay,
depending on the area. So the area I looking at this house in, it's in the west end of Louisville. I said something about this before. And down there, they're coming through and they change it. That's going to be back in the days in the early 20s and 30s and 40s and all the way up to the 50s. That was white. It was
yeah,
all white down there. They had a amusement park down called the Fountain Ferry. So that was all white folks down there. It's riverfront property. Golf courses are down there and everything. Still golf course still down there. Hell of a bike trail, but it's majority black,
yeah.
high crime area. But these white folks want it back.
Also, they changed it and re-gentrifying the type deal.
Vacation is coming through. So more than likely, I may not see it in my lifetime, but my son is. And guess what? His kids are. So
Oh,
I'm
so
not just thinking about just for the here and now. I know most people may be like, "Oh, you did." No, I'm thinking about in the future. So me and
okay.
my kids and my lady's kids could all benefit from that financially.
That's kind of like what my wife, she wants to kind of do what you talking about, like
Hmm.
buy properties and I guess get in that game where she, I guess, really mainly about profit and having more multiple ones. See, mine's more so I just want to have everything I buy. I want to be. It's more so like you were saying, just kind of for my offspring, whatever, my kids, basically, and the family say. So I would want every property I buy to be more so for the family, hopefully hoping that they don't sell it. Meaning that number one, you always got from between the four of y'all always got somewhere to lay y'all heads, and then two, I'm gonna show y'all how to use the equities where you can use this money to help you with as far as the stocks, things of that nature, just so you can always kind of like when people always preach that generational wealth type stuff. But like I
Hmm.
said, if my goal is before they're all 25 plus. So between my youngest now, they 7 years apart, and my oldest, when he's 25, if I have all my properties I want paid off, I'm cool. Cause that's my goal. Cause I want to be able to, when me and the wife kind of like are really grandparents, probably hopefully by that time they married, we can be like, hey, y'all can do what y'all want with these houses. We're financially good. I want me and the wife downsize. We go kind of do our thing, but we still stick around, and hopefully they don't move across the country in separate places, so we can kind of stay around for the grandkids. And that's kind of what I want to do. She might still be out here flipping houses and all that. Me, I kind of want to be more stationary and chilling. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's kind of like my mindset, man. Because I figure, like you, like kind of like when you sound like what you do with your son, man. And I like how you moving, at least how you talking. I don't know, I ain't listened to all your stories, but you staying in your son's life even past 18, and like anything else, man. That kids be needing that, So I want to be able to be around and not just be looked at as like a check per se. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of want these properties so they can, kind of get used to. They all have their separate, but in the same breath, they see the importance of like, yeah, build off of this. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So,
I speaking of when you talking about son, I did a show with my son.
yeah, I saw not the show, but I saw like somehow you popped up in my feed one day when I was looking at it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I was like, oh, okay. But it didn't dawn on me that was your show. I'm just thinking like, oh, this is fun. 'Cause I heard you talk about it on panel.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
yeah,
so
but
I people always talk about what they do with it. Okay, then prove what you do. I'm not gonna just talk about shit.
yeah,
I want you to research and invest in and vet what I'm talking about, and to make sure I follow up that what I'm saying is what I'm saying. I'm not just talking to be talking. So people say, well, your best thing is your kids and your relationship
yeah,
with your kids and how that is. Okay, I'm gonna show you. He's right here, and I allow them to ask him questions. Now, I don't want you to go being totally inappropriate with these questions. Now, some of that
yeah,
is
yeah,
just
yeah,
don't go far with it. But I I didn't have the problem with the questions, and I asked him, ain't about my feelings. Hold on, dog. What's your feelings about this? I was gonna say his name. Look, hey, are you okay with that question?
yeah,
And he had no problem. Like somebody asked about, what's his ethnicity? I said, come on, man, really, guy? I said, look, his mama's biracial. His mama's mixed with black and white. So guess what? He looks like his mom. He got his mama's skin complexion. That's why he's so
yeah,
like. I don't. I'm not married a white woman. I had no sex. Well, I ain't gonna say I never had sex with a white woman because I have. Nothing wrong with it. But I didn't marry one, and I didn't have no
yeah,
kids. It's just he got his skin tone and his hair, great hair from his mother. That's all it is.
yeah,
So
yeah.
and
Cause,
I
cause,
wanted to
cause my,
have a conversation.
cause my family on my mother's side is from Madagascar,
Hmm.
and my wife always making fun of me. She always calling me a mutt, talking trash. She say I ain't black. I'm like, I ain't black because I think somebody somewhere down the line was white, and ever since she's so dark, she just knows she yeah, I ain't about to say it, but all I'm saying is it's just funny. It's funny how she be taking shots. So I'm like, dang man, like you swear up and down I ain't black. But she be laughing, man. It's because our kids like two. Two of them, well, maybe three, but the youngest got good hair like me, like wavy hair,
Hmm.
and like I said, my one son, he had used to have long hair, but she cut it. She got tired of him with acting a fool when he gets very pretty. But yeah, like so, she always taking her little shots, boy. They be funny. Be like, man, whatever. Because people don't never know that they know that that's her kids, but she's so much darker than us.
Hmm.
So they be like, dang, she finally got one. Our youngest son is dark as she is now. But
Hmm.
everybody else is my complexion. So she be so bad.
She feel like she's outnumbered with the shade of skin tone.
She was. 'Cause, like to me, she not as black as my hair. That's too much. But she like she a lot darker than me, man. I mean, I'm saying she a beautiful black woman, but she definitely a lot darker than me. Tell you, man, she get mad. She get mad. Like,
That's
why you always talking
crazy.
about her face? She always making fun of my complexion. You married it? I'm like, yeah, but you know you still black, man. You black.
Well, hey, if I see a shoe flying, I know why.
Nah, like I said, we like to laugh at each other, so it's like we got a pretty good relationship, man. We have our ups and downs, but we pretty solid for the most part. You know, like I said, one of these days I'm gonna let her rock walk past, say something. She gonna probably take it. The reason why I don't want her to read six, I know she gonna take a shot at me. I don't want everybody cracking jokes like, "Oh, your wife taking shots at you." I know she gonna take a shot at me if she go fast. She gonna say something slick, or like he lying. She gonna say something. I know she is. That's why I be like, no, no,
I'll
no.
be out here fronting and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, nah. Go upstairs, go upstairs, go upstairs.
Oh man, that's good shit, man. Hey, man, black love's a beautiful thing, big brother.
Yeah, man. That's why I say I've had a pretty good relationship with her, man. I don't, not to talk about the other situations people got going on. You know, what be going on around here. But I don't be having these bad experiences like these some people be having. So I'm just
Hey,
glad
man,
I don't.
I was I was watching some of like you said, we watched some of them shows, and we watched, of course, we watched both some of the same shows, and just hear people, man, that's just depressing.
They be so mad.
It's depressing, man. I'm like, God. And they're like, man, you don't understand. No, I don't understand. I don't understand why y'all tolerate this bullshit. If that's how
Hey,
she is, then why are you with her?
see, I give you this. You be going hard with the no. I don't. I be like, dang, you can just at least try to have a conversation with them. You be like, no, I don't want to hear it. That's why I be laughing, man. I'm like, dang, this dude hate gonna be trying to have no type of. He don't be trying to be civil, like at all. You already
No,
come up there scowling.
well, first of all, Matthew, I'm not gonna have. I'm gonna have very little to no sympathy for no dude crying about someone. Get the hell.
Yeah,
You sitting there accepting like you like this shit, like this shit
yeah.
turns you the fuck on. Now, if that's the case, you keep suffering. There's no way I would sit there and be accepting of this bullshit. Hell no, man. What are you talking about? She did,
Yeah,
and
I
you
can't take
still
that
want to be like
verbal
this?
abuse.
I
Like
said,
some of these,
it'd be different if you married to her. That's something different, right? That's different.
yeah,
First of all,
just
why did you marry
constantly.
her? How did you get to the point of marriage if she's constantly doing you like this, or disrespecting you like this, or talking to you like this, or acting like it? Why? What did you see in her said, I do?
Yeah,
Now
that's a
I
good
can't
question.
relate. I
Yeah,
can't
that's a good
relate.
question.
And I won't relate.
Yeah, that's a good question, man. But yeah, like I said, it's cool. Like I said, man, I like your shows though, man. I know I'd be telling you this pretty much every time at the end. I kind of be showing you your flyers, but yeah, I like these type of shows, man. It's cool, relaxing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no all that extra stuff. Ain't trying to prove how much of a solid, not solid, but superior man you is. And I like, man, I'll be getting so sick of that. So that's why I say it's refreshing to hear somebody just kind of talk normal. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
said,
Matthew, that's it though. You, you want to offer people something different. You don't want to be
yeah,
like what everybody else is offering, right? Yeah, that's cool. If that's what you want to do, if that's your niche, that's your thing, so be it. Be the best at it. That's all I can tell
yeah,
you. Be the best at it. If you are doing it that way, be the best at it.
yeah.
But
I mean, if you're
you
doing
also
it like that, yeah, I ain't.
you can't listen to the same. I don't want to hear Housewife of Atlanta type shit all the time. I need your palate needs something different. You can't eat the same food every day all the time. You get tired of it, right? You want
Yeah,
something different. Now I need to put some more greens into my diet. My virtual diet. I need some vegetables. I need something, some more brands and flakes and more digestible foods that are eating all these damn hot Takis all the time. Shout out to my son with these damn hot Takis. I don't understand that shit. Shit look nasty. I don't say I can eat it, but well,
I know
he
what you're
don't eat it.
talking about too. Though. I don't like that. I don't like them either.
Now he don't eat it no more, but he used to. When he was in middle school, elementary, middle school, he used to tear them things up. Man, I'm like, oh.
I don't
But
think my stomach can handle that no more.
you need something different. You need to be intaking something different, and that's what I want to present to people. That's why I
Yeah.
said I love to talk about sports and bring up sports because it's something different. Not a lot of people in our sector are doing sports stuff, so why not? Why not?
Yeah.
If that's an avenue, why not take advantage of it?
Get,
There's a niche, there's a need, there's a desire, there's a want for it. They're just not there. Why
I was
not
gonna
be that?
say. I was gonna say too. What you should do. I don't know if you've done it before, but you should do it like a game thing about sports. A game show, kind of like with sports. I mean, it's just a little different. Of course, it may not be for everybody, but that it's different. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It might be. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm just throwing it out
hey, I'm all for the ideas. Look, during the summer months when it's slow and
there.
basketball's done, football's not in season yet. I'm not a big baseball guy, so why not? Why not like
Yeah,
do a
yeah.
sports thing like I'm saying something like that?
And then loser gotta denounce their team.
Look, I'm sure you'd be glad to denounce the Cleveland Cavaliers out of Cleveland Browns.
Here we go.
I might,
Ah.
Matthew, I might be doing your black ass a solid. Oh, man, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, big brother.
That is
I'm just,
crazy. How you gonna reverse my joke? Okay, you gonna reverse my whole joke over. I got you. It gets you quicker than I thought,
hey, I ain't that slow.
That's crazy, man.
Oh shit, Matthew, I'm about to cut out of here, man. About to end this shit on the good note, talking bad about Matthew's weak ass NFL and NBA team.
I guess I could be the punching bag. It's cool. I ain't tripping, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I gotta
look,
go.
I got you this week, but you get me next week. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I gotta start raising some hell in Hamp chat anyway. So man, I catch you next time, man.
Hey, I'll see you over, brother. I'll be over in a little bit.
Are you going? Okay.
Yeah, I always got to make sure I would support it. Man, good brother. In case y'all don't know nothing about that by now, y'all should. I don't know why. This might be risky. Tap into that, brother, man. Good show. Definitely like and subscribe, man. Good brother, for sure. Matthew, I will see you shortly, my guy. I promise you.
All right, man.
Hey, y'all be easy.
Yep.
Well, guys, man, it was another great show tonight. But before I go, I have to make sure. Let me do that real fast. Real fast. I got to make sure I do this because I got to make sure I do this on a regular. I haven't been doing it consistently like I should, but definitely need to make sure I do this. And that is my album of the week is Willie Hutch. So yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, I was on the show on a Monday, the sports show, but in the midst of that show, I was doing an auction, eBay auction. So every once in a while I go on eBay auction and I put my bid in on some albums. Well, end up winning a bid. Depends on how y'all do with certain auctions. And it's crazy. I'm talking about more auctions. Usually people like to come in like the last 5 seconds and beat you on the bid. And I've been beat out multiple times, like especially on eBay the other auction thing that I like to use, Whatnot app. They have an auction too. I've been beat out multiple times by doing that, but this time I won. And so the thing that I was bidding on was that album back there behind me, Willie Hutch's, and that's the Mack soundtrack album. And okay, yeah, Dorian is trying to ruin things by calling my title out, but that's one of the signature songs on the album is "I Choose You." Another one is "Brother's Gonna Work It Out." Is another famous song on the Mack soundtrack. So that's album of the week. Funko Pops of the week is the characters from Goodfellas. And that is Tommy Devito Jimmy Conway, and Henry Hill. Those are some of the movie characters from the movie The Goodfellas. Great movie. If you hadn't had an opportunity to check that movie out, definitely do it. Definitely do it. Great movie. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, with that being said, I appreciate you guys rocking with me once again in the basement. In case you guys didn't know, I have a membership. If you would like to join the membership, be more than glad to have you. Go ahead and do that. It's not a costly membership, I don't think. I mean, not a cost, nothing high. It's not over $5 for sure. I think it's almost like $3 is the max membership that I have. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe to the membership. Moderator, if you can, drop it down in the chat where you can put the link to get to it. But if not, I'm sure she will have it by this time next week. And we will be dropping a membership link so you can become a member of the Basement Dwellers. So if you ain't had an opportunity, go to my channel, hit that link to become a member. Do that. I appreciate that, guys. Guys, if you haven't done this as well, make sure you hit the like button. Please do that for me. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and share this show and this information. If you know somebody who can benefit from this, please do me a favor and share the channel. Not only share the channel, share the show, and make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you do that for me, please. I appreciate that. But with that being said, I want you guys to have a great and blessed weekend. I'm gonna try at this auction and try to get some video coverage on how the process is. I don't know how they're gonna take that. Hopefully they allow me to do it. They won't say nothing. If they don't, I'm gonna record. And I'm gonna share it with you guys. Probably share it with the members and allow them to have opportunity to see it firsthand, probably soon, right after I do it. And then maybe a little bit down the road, I'll release it to the general public for everybody else to see. But I want y'all to see the experience that I'm dealing with when I deal with property auctions and how the process is and seeing what it's all about. So in case you guys may want to look into doing that in your prospective states and cities, you can do that, and you can have that experience that I'm about to partake in, that I'm about to share with you guys. So I'm gonna bring that to you guys and let you see that out, let you see that footage. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you being here rocking with me. Again, if you haven't had the opportunity, make sure you hit that like button. All you cloud watchers, hit that like button for the brother. My brother, Big G said, good night, Brother Hank. Right on, big brother. I appreciate you being here. Not only you, but Dorian, shout out to the great moderator that you are. Shout out to you being here. Man, shout out to Brother Matthew for stopping through. Shout out to that brother, man. That brother come through, man. Drop the super chat. Shout out to you. Brother, he said, Brother O'Shea Lennox, shout out to you. Hopefully I said it right. Hopefully I did. Brother Smitty. Miss Kenya. Miss Kenya, shout out to you, sis. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. My man Big Ant, even though he takes shots at your boy, he come through with the support. Shout out to that brother for the super chat. Shout out to you. Again, shout out to Brother Rilla for coming through. Big money talk, man. I ain't got big money like you, brother, but one day I will. Shout out to Matthew with the super chat. Thank you for the financial support and the supporter coming on the chat, man. Shout out to you. Sir Hale, thank you for coming through, my brother Marcus. Thank you for coming through, man. And if there's anybody, my man Tommy, shout out to you for coming through, brother. If there's somebody I may forget, my man Ray, shout out to Brother Ray for coming through. If there's anybody I may have forgot, please charge it to my mind and not my heart. I promise you, I appreciate it. Travel One, even though she's always acknowledging my moderator before me, shout out to you. I appreciate you. Fish and Fit, man. Shout out to this brother, boy. Shout out to this brother for coming through, man. He's been rocking me for a long time. Shout out to that brother for coming through. My man Taz the Fire. Shout out to that brother, boy. Him and my man CJ, them young brothers are good people, man. Good people, man. Shout out to them young bloods, man, for coming through rocking with your boy. I appreciate Almond Eyes, No Chaser. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you coming through. Like I said, if there's anybody I may have forgotten about, please shout out who came tonight, rocked with me. Thank you for the support. Continue to support me. And I will continue to try to put out great content for you to enjoy. With that being said, I will see you on the next one. Right on.